Hey!
Part
We're
2.
back.
Welcome to part 2 of the live stream.
Part
Jesus
2.
Christ, part
Yeah,
two.
looking for the part 3, boys.
Hopefully this is better.
Okay, let's do an
Looks
audio
alright.
check. Audio check. Quality's
Welcome
better.
back stream.
Audio check.
Doing audio check.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
Check.
But look, I can scratch Calder's nose. Amazing.
Check.
Itchy.
I think you can turn off the cursor thing in OBS, right?
Well, the thing is, if I turn off
That's
the cursor
not fun.
thing... No, but if I turn off the cursor thing, then the whole screen goes black, you know that? You know what happened in the past with Skype?
You're kind of kidding me.
Need to
Okay.
have some hocus pocus.
Damn, this looks pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, at least I'm not jumping around invading squares anymore.
Wow, professional strat. This is
Wow, finally. So
very
fast.
Alright. Let me get my stuff.
Guess who's back?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thanks.
Alright. Okay.
Beautiful
Where were
Christmas.
we?
Okay. So, back to where we were. So the quiz, right? We have 3 big prizes for the quiz. And there's a poodle prize for the...
Oh, is there? I don't know if there is.
Or is there a poodle prize?
or is
For
there a
the sore
secret
loser.
prize maybe?
Or is there a
Maybe what's
secret
secret
prize
prize?
based on secret answers?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Wait, I
Super
can
secret.
I can show the prizes. Look, it's 3, 2, 1. Here they are. Hey. So the first place winner will get
Yay.
a Wooting to HE plus a wrist vest plus a cool video game called Hades. The second prize is a Wooting wrist vest plus the video game Hades, and the third prize is a Wooting sweatpants.
Yeah.
Why the sweatpants? I don't know. I liked it. I saw it. I love it. We never made one. It's gonna be cool.
And now you have people that
Yeah.
just want the third prize. So you have to do your best not to be selected for first.
I know, no, but that's so. But it's difficult to get third, right? I mean, it's easy to get first. You just have to answer everything correctly. But third, it's
Like everybody knows.
it's,
Yeah,
There-
everybody knows how to be first. Yeah.
it's difficult.
There is no last prize. That's the secret.
Oh,
I don't know.
Ooh.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, I think even if you purposely try to be last, you're gonna lose. You'd still have a chance to lose. 'Cause then-
you got 4th.
what if everybody
Yeah, we go
purposely
for it.
tries to lose? You know,
So
like
the
oh,
thing
I probably don't know anything anyway. Just eight.
well, statistically, it's easier to get last place, right? Because there are 3 incorrect answers, only 1 correct answer. But you know,
Sure.
if you go for it, this also I don't know.
Yeah, but then you'd waste a chance on a Wooting 2 HE, and I think there's nobody here in the chat is going to be flying through the answers and answering them all correct. That would be close to impossible.
I can do it.
Maybe they're just the experts.
And can we participate?
Of course, I'm gonna participate. I'm not gonna give away a Wooting to HE.
Save money, come on. Get to work, guys.
Save Wooting money.
That's why there's 2 more people on the team, so we have more chance at the end of the year quiz. Save that money.
Damn, we lost like half the viewers.
Yep.
We're like
Yeah. They'll come back
31,
once they,
60.
once they realize that the prizes you can win.
Yeah,
It's gonna be beautiful.
very good prizes.
Yeah, but if they're
Or maybe everybody
they're
thought
gone,
it
then.
ended, you know.
nah, would never have such a short live stream. Okay. So, should we get started?
Well,
Ready.
I'm fixing the other screens we had prepared. That we lost.
Okay, well, we'll stall it all. I saw
No,
there's
no, we can. You can just start. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I first want to kind of catch up with Chet, right? I mean, Kevin has no beard. That's the first thing that somebody noticed already.
Oh wow.
He has a little, soul patch. Is that soul? That's not a soul patch. What is that called?
A soul patch?
A soul patch is
soul
on the
patch.
young.
You only have this one, I think. Like here.
That's a soul patch.
Yeah. But what
Also
is
known as a whoosh, a flavor saver, a jazz dot, or a nosebleed.
Nosebleed.
What
Is that a
Kevin
quiz
has?
question? Is that a
No,
quiz
no, no.
question?
This is just a different name for a soul patch.
Oh, okay. Oh, a soul gem I can still see, but baby fluff? What? Oh, that's... Or is that what Kevin has, baby fluff?
Oh. I'm still in my early age.
Okay, and how many quiz questions are there, Eric?
10.
10. Okay.
10.
You already gave away one incorrect answer on Twitter a while ago, so.
That's correct.
Really?
No, it's incorrect.
Which one is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's correct that it's incorrect.
Whoa.
Which one? How long ago?
Yeah, better pay attention, Ewan. Let's pay more attention.
I wonder if the person that asked this question... Yeah, there was somebody with a question here that I can't find back. It's not Halloween anymore. Was there anything Halloween? No, I can't find
Maybe
it. Too bad.
So the
Too bad.
quiz will start. The quiz will start about halfway live stream. I think in about 30 minutes or so. I assume. Oliver used to do a general stream introduction for a minute.
Well, okay, I'll do it again. Because,
Again?
Yeah. Because we broke off halfway, and then I just finished the last half. So here we go. Welcome to the end of the year live stream. In this live stream, we look back at 2020, talk about what we've gone through at Wooting throughout 2020, and share some of our personal experiences during this time, and maybe some details that we didn't share at that time. And that's also chances for you to ask questions if you're interested. Like, it can be a bit more personal questions. It can be, things that you wanted to know more about that happened. You didn't get the chance to really ask. It can be anything really. And halfway through the review or at a certain time, we'll do a break and we'll do end of the year live stream super quiz where we have the 10 questions. We have three prizes. The prizes for the top 3, sorry. And after the quiz, we'll do the last part of the review, or the last part of the year. And it's open for discussion. And meanwhile, it's all about having some fun and talking with you guys. And if we get the chance, we'll also kind of look at 2021 and what we are going to foresee for 2021 and which direction things might go. I see the prizes just jumped up there. Nice. Yeah.
That's nicely
I think
timed
the
with
price
speech here. It's a delay that's killing us.
And the quiz is multiple choice. So if you don't know what the answer is, you can always guess. That's how you get through school, right?
My advice, when in doubt, always go for the longest answer. That's what I used through my whole school career, and look where I ended. So
at Wooting, shit.
Well, at least I'm guaranteed to get a Wooting 2 HE at some point. So
yeah. That's a good thought, though. I mean, if there's somebody picking up different answers, and it's like, put the most effort in the correct answer.
But maybe I thought about it and I made the correct answer the shortest. But maybe I'm not telling it because I made the longest answer the correct one. Oh my god. Whoa.
Mind games.
Think about
Mind
that.
games.
Maybe there's just a pattern.
Okay, so just to sort of, I see a lot of chat talk there about the quiz. The quiz is based on correct answers plus how fast you go through the quiz. I think you have like 20 seconds for each question, but the faster you answer them, the more points you gain. And if for some reason 2 people end up with the same, or more people end up with exactly the same score, which I highly doubt, then we still have sort of a shootout tiebreaker question.
Yeah.
So yeah, there will be a winner and there will be losers.
Yeah.
Lots of losers.
All right.
We love losers. Okay. Right. So I think before we get started with the beginning of the year, how many Lekker Edition backers are in the chat? Because I mean, in general, right? If you look at over the last year, what we've been going through, the Lekker Edition keyboard is like one of like the biggest things that we've been working on. It's consumed a lot of our focus and energy.
Yeah, quite a bit.
There we go. Just a snack bag. Well, a snack bag still counts because you won't get it until the keyboards are produced. So I think it's nice to share a thing that's happening right now, is that the whole DVT stuff that we've been talking about all the time is happening right now. So they finished the first phase of the DVT, which is a general assembly and reviewing the assembly test.
What does DVT mean?
And then
What is
Trial
it stand
production.
for?
EVT, I'll do the whole list again, okay?
Do it.
It starts with EVT, engineering validation test, okay? Then we have
What? Engineering validation test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I write that down?
Am I wrong? I forgot. Yeah, write it down.
Engineering validation TEST.
TST.
Test. Okay.
Okay. Continue, Calder.
What's the next step?
Okay, then we have DVT, which is design validation test.
I'm gonna write this one down. I'm gonna write this one down.
I'm going to
Oh, yeah,
put
yeah,
it
yeah,
Get your notepads, people. The hints for the quiz are everywhere. Okay.
Design?
B. C. Design. Validation.
Test.
What was the next one?
Uh-huh.
Test? Oh, test. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are we sure DVT is not like a double vegetarian toasty or something? It's design validation test, right?
I don't know. I thought it was,
my
but then I
God.
didn't get any, so
Okay.
I guess it's the other one.
So
I've
what's
been waiting
the
for a couple-
what's the
Yeah,
step
yeah,
after
no.
the DVT?
And after DVT, we have what's called PVT, which is oh crap! I need to think about this. Production validation test.
You should have written some notes on this, lad.
And then the last one. Do you think it? Yeah, the last one is also an acronym. Do you think it ends with VT?
No,
Maybe.
no, it's not.
Press your buzzers now.
No. No, that's correct because it's MP, which stands for mass production. Because you don't need to
Yeah.
test anymore. You can go into a production.
It's so
Hey.
sad. They
Should
should
be
have gone
valid.
for the MVP in the end. You know, it's like, whoa, MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. mass validation production. Okay, so
God.
the DVT has 2 phases, and the first phase is finished, which is like they kind of they do like a assembly. They kind of do
Testing
a test
validation
assembly of the keyboard to kind of figure out how.
validation test. This is good.
Most valuable production. Okay, so during DVT, they kind of like they assemble the keyboard and kind of look like how are we going to organize the assembly line for the keyboard and make the SOPs for it. And then the second phase of the DVT is where they send out the keyboard for FCC CE licensing, and they have their own like operational tests for different humidity, temperatures, salt water, and all that kind of crap testing, which takes 7 days. And based on those results, they'll maybe a part is not good, need to buy new parts, which you can't do anymore. Or something assembly can be optimized so they can change it, or something in operational test, they figure out something's not right, or we fail the FCC test so we don't get the license. We're really fucked. So after DVT comes the PVT, which is the trial production. We've always been saying for trial production in the past, and this is kind of like a small assembly of a small production of the keyboards. Then they make a pause and they review the production and see where can they optimize the assembly line, and then they go into the full production, mass production. So in this case, for a Wooting 2 Lekker Edition, the PVT and the MP, so the trial production and the mass production, are just going to happen on the same day. They're not going to divide it up in different days. They're just going to do first on that same day that they're going to do the mass production. They're also going to do the trial production.
It's trial production, not child. Trial, TRIAL.
Yeah,
Trail. It's not a trail.
There's someone going to call the cop. No. Don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, Calder's technically that, so I guess he does some child production.
Technically.
Calder did a child production at some point.
Technically, there's no children being harmed during the whole production. So we'll have a disclaimer around. I don't know, maybe here, maybe.
We do our best.
I'll give them a quick call, guys. Shit.
Oh no, busted! No, call it back.
Misu, come back. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we don't have the test results of the DVT itself yet. There is going to be a DVT keyboard. Some of the DVT keyboards that are designated for us are going to be picked up tomorrow and we'll be shipping to Jeroen. And if we have people here waiting for Wooting 2 HE, do we have people waiting for Wooting 2 HE in the chat? Wooting 2 HE people?
Wooting 2 HE gang.
Yeah. Do we have Wooting 2 HE gang?
Where my Wooting 1 HE gang at?
Full size
Plus
squad.
one. Yeah, there we have one.
Nice.
Wow, it's just one. Yeah, what the hell? Wait, there's another one. Free. Okay, good.
TKL.
No TKL.
TKL,
no.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we've also made progress with Wooting 2 HE. We haven't done updates on it yet, but in that shipment that's going to be going out tomorrow, there will also be the EVT PCBAs for the Wooting 2 HE going to Jeroen, which will be a moment where we can verify and double check the PCBA, which is technically the same as the Lekker Edition PCBA, but you still need to go through the step to verify it. And if that one is approved, then the Wooting 2 HE can go over to also DVT, which will happen after Chinese New Year. So are we still following?
Bingo.
EVT,
Got it.
DVT, BVT, MP.
Let me review my notes.
TKL, 60%. Full size.
What is EVT again, Simon?
Engineering validation something.
Almost. Test.
Almost.
Thing.
Thing. Engineering validation thing.
All right, so PVT is after Chinese New Year. PVT for Wooting 2 HE is after Chinese New Year. There's our discussion with the manufacturers now is a bit like, we'll probably do the DVT and the PVT at the same time for Wooting 2 HE, and then we'll go over to MP on like slightly a few days after that, since the DVT test will kind of come to the same results as the Lekker Edition keyboard, so we can skip a lot of stuff. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that is an update on for everybody for Wooting 2 Lekker Edition and Wooting 2 HE. maybe it's a good idea. My gosh. So maybe somebody else can share this, right?
What?
Do we have anybody waiting for a Wooting 1?
Wooting one
Wooting one
guy.
gang.
Oh, Wooting one gang.
Wooting 1 when? I'm
I'm
still waiting. There's still a Wooting 1 under my Christmas tree.
So if you are in Europe, good news, everything's out. We got all the Wooting 1 keyboards. We got them in here last Monday, and we packed all of them. So they should all be shipped out this morning. There were 3 batches: Monday, Tuesday, and this morning. So if you're waiting for your Wooting 1 from the EU store, then they are on their way. But then NA store we'll probably be able to start shipping from January 8th, because the stupid distributor we work with there, they decided to take a very, very long holiday, all the way from like start of Christmas to 4th of January. So we could only get it to start shipping from the 4th of January. It means we will get it around the 8th, and then we can start shipping it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, is there actually anybody waiting for Wooting 1 in here? I just saw one guy, Mr. Johnny, saying he got charged for it today.
Yes, this game. I'm a
Stupid distributor, man. Yes.
I think we didn't send any email about the Wooting end of the year live stream, did we?
Oh no! Oh Jesus! Oh that would have been smart though.
Oh no!
Jesus!
Crap! Oh!
Quick, send email.
Yeah! Do it now!
Get your sweat
Get your ass
down.
onto the live stream. Go!
Well planned. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jesus, this whole week, well, these past few weeks with like Fortnite stuff and the production stuff, it's just been too wild.
And Christmas.
It has been too much, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Eric, then we would have totally forgotten about the quiz and the live stream itself, you know? Yeah, it's...
But at least like for the people now in the chat, higher chance to win.
It's a high chance.
Hey, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
That's competition.
That's true. Let's send out that email right now. Quickly.
Quick, send email. We'll send it after the quiz has started.
I think we'll do a.
Smart.
I think we'll do a. How would you say it? Another social media blast once the quiz starts. Right before the quiz starts.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's
yeah.
another thing about the quiz. You're only allowed to enter with your Discord name.
Ooh.
I don't want people, 10 different names, figuring it all out like yes, it's just like your Discord name, and that's how we contact you, and that's it. No, nothing in between.
So only Discord users allowed. Only community allowed.
How to make a Discord account if you don't have one.
Join the Discord server.
Apply the Discord now.
Get on Discord. You want to be there. It's great.
Yeah. Join our server. Yeah.
Best server
So-
on the whole entirety of Discord.
So, Kevin, the Wooting 2 is just a Wooting 1, but with a numpad, right?
Yeah, correct.
And Jeroen, does it mean that Mr. Johnny is asking? Does it mean that Wooting 1's all shipped today, or just the orders from earlier? I only ordered on Sunday night.
If you ordered in the EU store on Sunday night, it would have been shipped. So everything ordered before yesterday around 12. Is it when it's noon, around noontime? Everything ordered before noontime yesterday will have been shipped.
So that if you were in the EU, then it would have shipped.
Yes, if you're in the EU. Critical little part. And if it's not a Lekker edition, of course.
And if you live in the UK, you're still part of the EU.
For now.
I have to wait a couple days. I do have to say, okay, I'm gonna share a customer service experience here. I got an email, but I sent out this email, set your expectations, talking about when we would deliver the Wooting 1 keyboard. You have it in pre-order right now. And I got this like reply back from somebody in the UK, and he was like fairly aggressive in saying basically, what was he saying? That am I just, why don't I just get straight to the point when he can expect it? And that why give me this bullshit that says you preparing for an even longer delay? Like, huh?
That's what we do.
I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? In the email, I basically started with, this is your situation. This is when you can expect it. This is why. Like he only read the first paragraph or something and just fired off an email or something.
Classic.
And he assumed that we shipped it from the US and not from the Netherlands, and that the EU stuff didn't matter. And so,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like Brexit is already tough enough, right?
Let's
yeah.
let's start with the year in review.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Take it away, Kevin. No.
Well, actually, yeah, because the first thing that happened this year,
Guess.
which Kevin worked on very hard when he just joined Wooting.
Oh, best product ever.
Kevin thinking
Best product ever.
best product ever that we started selling the beginning of this year.
I don't
Yeah.
Just again. I can't remember.
What was it?
It's
Did you know that?
shall I
It's selling really well. It's getting, and everybody's praising it for being the best in class.
do we need to share my screen? Is it smart to do? Show the blog post.
Oh, shit.
Let's do it.
Wait, why does somebody say Despad? Despad is not even out yet, dude.
He's ahead of the game. He's getting
No.
there.
Yeah, alright.
Wrong year. This is the next end of the year question.
Yeah, that's the next end of the year question. Yeah, that's
Nice.
right.
So
So
way too far.
it was the wrist rest.
This is not this is not the quiz. This is just us fucking around.
Yes.
The quiz will be later. The quiz will be separate website.
Yeah.
It will be code. So
When do we actually start shipping these?
Woo! There, that's it. And Kevin has the super nice concrete gray wrist vest that everybody should be aware of, which is the nicest color that we
Concrete gang.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I don't have one. I never
don't
got
have
one.
one?
Also,
What?
No,
What?
I
You're
have-
missing out, lad.
I do have another one.
but I have something that nobody else has.
Oh.
No. Oh no. Well, I have one too, but
Yeah,
but you have other ones. Yeah.
So when did we start shipping the wrist vest? Do you remember?
If I'm right, we started shipping in February, right?
February. Do we have a date?
February. The development was done by the end of 2019, but we had some delays with the mold needing some changes, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
And then we threw it all on the boat, and that took some time.
I loved it.
And then
It was we had a really short pre-order period, right? 2 weeks or something? 10 days?
Yeah.
yeah,
15 minutes. Or so.
shortest ever.
Yeah, I think we said
Never
we
be
set
that
ourselves
short
the
again.
goals. Like, okay, we want this one product to just be okay. It's here. You can order it now.
It's so cool.
Oh, thank you, Staffe Hendrik.
Yeah.
Okay, so from where so just 2 weeks and we started shipping the wrist vests. And the wrist vest, I mean, every time we talk about it, right? Before we released it, super excited, and now after releasing it, we're well in like what 10 months now, selling the wrist vest, and it's still one of my favorite products.
It's definitely one of my favorite. I think the packaging is great. It feels great. It looks great. I don't know.
Especially in concrete.
It's all good. Yeah.
Especially concrete gray.
Available now.
Yeah, available now at
Wooting
Wooting
stores.
Nobody
Plug
likes the
whole
concrete
stream.
one, right?
Favorite piece of silicone.
Throw the link into the chat, guys.
Nobody. It's here. The concrete grey wrist vest. Why nobody buys it? Nobody wants it. Oh, I get it. I mean, I get it. It's only a 10 kilos model, and we all know full size is the best size there is. So I get it.
No.
I understand.
Sewing divisions.
But I think that, well, the best thing I think about the wrist vest is just how headache-free it was for the development. Like all just pretty smooth. Like develop the mold. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that works. That's great. Okay, do the production. Oh, that's pretty smooth. Okay, on the boat. There you go.
True. And what is nice is that the wrist vests don't cost a fortune to make, unlike the keyboards, you know.
Yeah, unlike
So it's also
keyboard.
something. Yeah. So it's also easy to just say
I don't
like,
even know what that keyboard. Too real.
I had a business talk. Concrete is the cheapest color. That's true. Concrete is cheap.
shit.
They figured it out, color.
No. I mean, so we have to up the concrete price because it's the best color. Maybe that would like more put it out there.
And make it more
that you should get
exclusive.
concrete gray.
Yeah.
So the wrist vest, when we just launched it, we did around what we expected for launch. I mean, just in general, we're a small company. So what was the numbers in the wrist vest? Like 300 piece on launch?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were kind of like estimating, like, wish that it's like 300, probably going to be around 200 kind of range, right?
Yeah.
So that was great. Then it kind of like on a monthly basis, it kind of slowly went down. Like the next month went like maybe 250 or something. And I don't know if there was another month, but then the video came out from Batsy Tech, right? And that really like brought our wrist vest to the front. And that video actually, it was not focused on our wrist vest necessarily. It was like a lineup of different wrist vests, and ours was one of it. But it really stood out. And that's when our sales like went up. And well, I don't. Is 300? Was that our average straight away every month?
It was
I
pretty.
don't remember.
I think there's.
Yeah, but in either case, we were averaging. Well, we had like a peak sale in May of the wrist vest. Like we did a lot, and then the average of sales for the wrist vest kept like at least like 300 a month, if I'm right, and it's kind of slowly has been growing over time.
Yeah.
And especially in the US, it's a good success.
So I wanted to show this one. Somebody asked like, "What's the raw color of the silicone?" And there's like this production raw
that's
color
the
made. It was still in 2019, so it's old stuff. And here Carl explains like, "Oh yeah, this is like the blue color that they put in the silicone." And then there's this guy who lost most of his fingers, or at least one finger, and he just rolls it together.
You know, I didn't even notice when we were there. You know.
See? So
He lost
Oh, we
his
did
fingers?
actually.
So
I didn't even know.
the raw color is white, I guess, and then you just mix in a little paste, and this guy makes it all beautiful.
I remember the dude from the factory was so confused when we started filming, and but then at the end they started getting more into it. Yeah. At first they were like, "Oh, filming? Yeah, I don't know."
It's very satisfying to look at it. Look what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
It's also pretty crazy how it's
He
made.
has always
And-
which one? He has always fingers. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Well, we have this.
No, he lost one of. He lost one of his fingers, right? He lost one of them. I'm pretty sure he lost one. Of his
Yeah.
fingers.
Is it?
Yeah, one is like
No,
a little
no.
stumped.
I never noticed in.
This one, there was
Look
one
at
that was.
stock.
I don't know. Maybe.
If you bite through your wrist, you
we
see
find the
original
finger?
color. I mean, that's not true, but that is pretty funny.
Maybe it's. Wait, I need to double check something. Yeah. Check something.
I'm pretty
Very
sure.
positive.
Like
This is all
his index
positive.
finger. Check his index finger on the left hand.
Wait. I need to.
You're gonna
We should
buy
not
zoom
focus
enhance.
too much on this guy's finger.
I'm going to enhance because they. So we have this Instagram post as well as a video, and there you can see it clearly. That's what I remember.
Maybe it was just the camera trickery, and we just made an observation which is not true.
I'm gonna find who is the real person with the missing finger.
How many fingers did he left? Be careful. Might be the quiz.
I mean, I can imagine.
How many fingers does the guy have? This is.
Oh my god.
Anybody heard of the
Did you guys make
Mandala
note?
syndrome? Mandala? What is it? The Mandala syndrome?
It's pink.
Yeah, Mandela.
Oh, yeah.
Syndrome. Yeah.
This-
Everyone
like that one.
misremembers it.
This is it. I mean, Carl and I definitely know it. The guy was losing a finger, and now we saw the evidence, and he wasn't losing He hasn't lost a finger. It's my God.
Oh.
The multiverse is real.
No, it's not.
But in my memory,
No.
there's no one lost his fingers, right?
Yeah, same for me. I don't know
You,
where that
right?
come from. I also
Maybe
don't
you just
At
had a
remember.
least
really
from
bad
the
blue
time
spot or
zone
something.
I'm coming from, he didn't lose any fingers though.
Oh, where did this come from then?
I don't know.
Okay,
Well,
crap. Okay, anyway, so the raw material is translucent. It gets mixed with a Pantone paste. But because of the let's say milky. Let's say it has a milky color, right? Because of the milky color of the silicone, the Pantone color gets it gets a little bit more contrast or brightness. It increases the brightness and decreases the saturation of it. So the color is not 100% the Pantone color that we'd aim for. It's pretty hard actually with silicone to get the exact color because of that.
What is wrong with drinking water out of a cup?
It's illegal, you're in. Not allowed.
It's not what normal people
Not
do.
allowed. Not allowed.
Corrected as a mug. Okay, but then wrist-vest. So after the wrist-vests, I'm surprised we didn't get the 60% wrist-vest question because everybody's asking always per email, when are you going to make a 60% wrist-vest version? We'd first need a 60% keyboard, right?
Oh.
I would rather see a 6% desk pad. When is that coming?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, actually around the same time, in March is when we started with our desktop mousepad research and factory search. Well, we did the research before actually already at Computex 2019. It's when we really got started. But then beginning this year, around March, started visiting a couple factories and looking at with who can we make a desktop mousepad and looking at how can we make something new. So that's when we kind of started more officially started the project for desktop mousepad.
TKL is the sweet spot for most
This guy
people.
asked, why don't we want to make TKL? I mean, our first keyword was a TKL. That's like we.
But it's also not like the
want
sweet
to,
spot for most people. At least the data we gathered
No, we
and
hate TKL.
what we heard from resale partners in the past, like distributioners, the most commonly sold keyboard is still a full-size keyboard. It was like 90% of all the sales, it's full-size. So, yeah.
So it might be changing more and more.
Yeah,
It's really dependent on who you're targeting. I
that's
guess.
true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because common like the peasant gamers all have full size like Eric, but then the people that are
Fortnite
more
pros.
into gaming and get more pro, they go 10 kilos or smaller.
There was this funny moment when we had like a lot of keywords coming in. Two Wooting 1 German, Wooting 1 UK, and Wooting 2 UK. And we had the pre-orders open, and I looked at the numbers. I was like, Calder. I think the Wooting 2 pre-order is not open yet. We're barely selling any Wooting 2. And then I checked at the website, and it was all open. It was just that nobody was buying a Wooting 2 keyboard. Everybody was buying Wooting 1. And I think for
There's
some
like
reason,
10 times more Wooting, 10 or 20 times more Wooting 1 sales.
No, it's not even 10 or 20. It's like it was like 20 times. Yeah, 20 times. That's pretty wild. Yeah. Gamer all want TKR 65% now.
Yeah, it's Fortnite gamers at least.
I mean, for very good reason. It is obviously superior because of your mouse position. It's not just cheaper with Fortnite, especially now with the Fortnite Rush. Let's say the Fortnite Gold Rush. I don't even know how you want to call it.
Fortnite
Fortnite
Gold
Double.
Rush. We're raking in so much
Fortnite
V-Bucks.
Double Movement Rush.
Fortnite Movement Rush, yeah.
It's definitely like super focused on Wooting one, and so many people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we would have had a 60%, it would have been focused on 60%. Wooting TKL is just the backup boy.
True. I mean,
It's
I
also
think
the only thing-
for gaming, TKL or 6% is definitely superior. But I think for general design work and even for coding, I like having a numpad. I crunch lots and lots of numbers.
No.
I find this the numpad is so in the way. It's just so annoying, and I barely use it also because I'm already used to not having a numpad. And I'm the one that crunches the most numbers, by the way.
Yeah, but you're like doing it in a really ineffective way, you know? It's like, oh, you need to do bookkeeping. Okay, let's press 1 and I need a 9 and another 9 and 1 and 2, 5 and now enter. And I'm like, you know, if I crunch numbers like just flying over my numpad, it's so fast and efficient.
Whoever needs to use the numpad that often is just not working smart, just hard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyway, where were we?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. There was this question that and I lost it. Shit. Dang. Okay, because what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Oh, the deskpad. Oh, wait, about deskpad mousepad. Somebody was very observant and said, "Well, but didn't you already start at Wootup last year with the research or the development?" That's kind of true. Actually, at first we discovered the artisan pads, and we just really wanted to sell artisan pads in the US and EU. So we negotiated with the owner. We had a face-to-face meeting with him. Actually, was it the same Computex at the time or Computex before? Computex before even 2018.
No, it's
Yeah.
2019.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, right before the boot up.
Oh, the Computex was right before the boot up. That's why. Yeah. Right. So then Computex is still correct. But we wanted to sell arts and pads at first. But when it became clear that the guy just either didn't have the margins, he was interested, but I think he was also he was holding back and a bit insecure to do it. And it was either to seal the deal with him, go to Japan and seal the deal with him and get arts and pads moving, or just take our own way. And it's also by the time that COVID came around the corner. And I was like, okay, well, not going to Japan. So let's start our own development. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm totally not biased, but I think in the end we made a better product than any artisan pad that's out there. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Could be a little bit biased.
Nah, not biased.
Not biased.
I mean, we always have to be very positive about our own products. Super not biased. No. Especially since you have them right on your desk.
The worst thing is I haven't even tried one of our own pads. I've been using my
That's why. And what are you using right now?
artisan pad.
No, I'm pretty confident that Desktop Mousepad is going to introduce something very new with our pads. I don't want to say is it better or worse than Artisan. It's definitely different from Artisan. And in what Artisan does good, it does it as well, but it doesn't focus as much as the Artisan does on this like softness stuff. You know, like you have the soft, extra soft, which kind of changes the stopping power and that kind of stuff. Our focus is a little bit different from that. But when you look at the surface, two different surfaces, and especially the stamina cloth, it's called stamina now, which is the performance cloth. This is really where you can compare it with Artisan when it comes to a really good surface. But then the focus that we have is a bit more on that it's a thinner pad and especially durable and easy to wash. That's kind of the more key points. All right. Did I just plug? Okay, so
Wooting that store.
did it for this shit. Get your money ready.
Prepare the money.
All right, so what happened after? Right, oh my god, this is around the same time. So, Wooting 2 Lekker Edition, right? We initially thought that we would just do the production by end of 2019 because we were like, well, the Switch is like 80% done anyway, and the PCBA is easy breezy. And actually, we did have a working PCBA and switches, but we were just really unsatisfied with the switches. Like, we wanted the Switch to be better, and it was one part was hot swappability, the other part was can we improve the sound? You know, we were willing to give up some of the feeling and sound aspects of the Switch just so we could have like the full range analog. And then with some small design changes, maybe we could improve it a little bit more. And that's also when I made the decision, right? The end of 2009, saying like, okay, we want to make these improvements because we think we can have a better Switch. We need to use the Switch for a long time. So we're going to delay the production and everything. And we delayed it. And we were able to finally convince the Switch supplier also to make new prototypes for the Switch that we wanted. And it took us... Sorry?
At least that's what he said he would do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what he said for fucking 3 months, what he would do.
Yeah.
And that was also immediately one of the problems, is that the owner kind of said yes, and we made agreements, but the engineers kind of said no, and the progress went very slow, and we had to like chase them all the time. But eventually, beginning of this year, we did receive our prototype switches that we were looking for. Actually, end of 2009, we visited their factory to figure out some problems that they proposed would have if we start changing the design, to find out how can we change the design without getting into conflict with the assembly machine, everything. And then came to a new agreement at that time. And made the design changes, they made a prototype, we had the prototype, and then it was like, okay, let's make the mold. And that's where it really got... that's where it stalled, because and we could feel it coming. We already felt it coming by the end of last year, like how the progress is going, the communication and progress. But there were still hope since we were able to push it forward every time. But then when COVID started, and we were already we already saw COVID like in January, right? Like we were catching winds of COVID in January. It was pretty clear to us that there was going to be an impact from COVID, and that's when let's see, and that's also when I made the update, and then I think in March is when, I don't know if it was March or a little bit earlier, but the Switch supplier.
The Switch again.
Sorry.
When did we make the actual Switch? The Switch.
The prototype one, or?
No, I mean when we make the switch to Gateron.
Oh,
To
that Switch. That's Switch.
To Cherry?
Switch,
Was it Cherry
Switch.
you said? Did you say Cherry?
No. What we did was
Whoops.
Around May. May?
Didn't even notice. All right.
No. Like we had Gateron in the back of our mind. We also visited them in China in 2019, by the end of 2019. Not the factory, but we met with the owner, blah, blah. And we kept it in the back of our mind because we knew that they also had a magnet switch, and it was a good switch. It is a really good switch, but we already committed to a different switch, and we wanted to just see it through because we were very afraid that if we start switching, it would come with consequences that we're not fully aware of yet. But I think then in February or March, we kind of decide, okay, you know what? We need to have our backup plan running. let's hit up with Gateron and get those sample switches and make like a prototype and have that running in the background. So we started with that, and then I think around March and somewhere in March, that's when Juano, the switch supplier we're working with that time, said, guys, I'm not going to continue with the R&D development. The COVID stuff is making it much too difficult for us to spend more time in R&D, and we're just going to focus on the products that we have. You can do the switch that you can either choose the switch we have right now, or we can't do it at all. And then we're like, okay, well, the switch they have right now is just not what we want. And especially if you think long term, that Gateron switch is much better. We might as well just, make that switch to Gateron. And that's when we decided to make the switch. And I don't know if we shared it in May, I think, the switches, because we wanted to have more information before we shared it all, like tested everything. I forgot when we shared it. Let's see, there was a question about this. Look at okay, I'm just gonna pick random ones. You guys need to look in the chat.
He's very focused on the TKL, so I just want to get out of the way. I mean, it's not like we don't want to make TKL. The first keyboard we made was a TKL. And we're definitely going to make a TKL with Lekker switches at one point, but then there is some history. There's a little bit of history to it why TKL is not the first one, but it's definitely on top of our mind all the time. There's no there's no convincing needed for us to focus on the TKL keyboard or I think that is important.
Yeah, considering most of us use TKL anyway.
Yeah, I actually use TKL. Yeah.
Yeah, TKL.
Yeah, I got my working
TKL
here.
Yeah.
TKL.
I'm just enjoying my Lekker edition a lot, so I like this.
Yeah, I broke it today during development.
What?
Shame!
Not broke it.
Shame! So that's what you do with the samples. Oh, I need another sample, blah blah.
That is Simon.
Throws around the room.
Yeah.
I'm using the Wecker edition.
Complaining about my top
It's
lane.
like a Wooting 2 with Lekker keycaps and pretend it's a Lekker keyboard,
Okay. Erik, you're going to receive one soon, Erik. You're going to receive one soon.
I want them.
Soon. I was just thinking, I actually have our Juano Switch prototype Lekker edition here behind me. This is the original Lekker Switch we're making. Yeah, but this is not hot swappable. It's like stuck in there. It's a constant reminder. How happy I am that we didn't go through with it.
Yeah, the new Lekker Switch is so much better. It's unbelievable.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
it's actually class. Like, I love it so much.
It's next level better.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. I also fully realize now that with that Switch, a lot of it was about really just wanting to push through with this original idea and just thinking that just pushing the technology first and then focusing on the feeling that was more important than so basically technology being more important than feeling. But now using the Gateron switch and everything,
we got both, baby.
Yeah, we got yeah, thankfully we got both, so I can't say for sure, but feeling is really, really important. And I think we really got great now. It's even better than the FlareTech switches, the whole feeling of it, and it's much more consistent also. It's really great, and there's no wing. Did you have an ing? Do you have an ing, Simon?
Nah.
Even on your Frankenstein? No?
My Franken Lekker is pretty sweet to type on.
Nice. See? So yeah. So very tough time, very good conclusion.
Yep. Right. So when are we starting the quiz?
I think any time now. Maybe Kalle can take off 1 month and we can prepare the whole Shazam in the meantime. It's like Simon playing like the Lekker flute. But Simon has a numpad, see? Jesus. Simon is also...
He has no choice.
Simon is a
If he could
full-size
just
boy.
Frankenstein, if he could just like get a saw and hack it off like an axe.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I would do the same. Stop. Okay, so actually switching to the Gator switches, the impact was super big. Like, if we would have known this before making the decision to make the switch, I would be very hesitant because it wasn't only the PCBA. Like, we had to change all the components from the top side to the bottom side. It's because we had to swap everything to the bottom side. We also had to change the Wooting 2 mold. And holy crap, dude, we've never sent a mold to whatever factory to modify it. And it wasn't just like, let's just remove like a bit of material from the mold and then voila, you're done. No, it was like this one whole side of the mold needs to be replaced with a whole new one. It was like, oh my God. Because we had to, that meant that we also had to send it back to this factory where we would rather not have the mold to make the change. And we also had to negotiate with the factory where the mold was right now to make them move the mold to that factory, which they didn't really want to do. And the reason why they didn't really want to do that is because once we move it to the other factory, there's no guarantee that would bring it back to their factory again, which we're not going to do. Holy crap, that was a very stressful and also especially for Kevin also time because it was not only about the negotiating between those factories and trying to move the mold and smoothing things over and paying for all this crap. It was also that we had to figure out these changes, like what does the new mold have to look like? There's not like a factory guy's like, hey, I know exactly what to do, and let me change your mold drawing here and there, and here you go, that's it. No. It was Kevin, like, figuring.
Counting every switch holes. Yeah.
What were the steps you went through, Kevin? Like, I have
forgot. It's so many. We just got so many stories behind the whole moving the mold thing because, first we don't even have the correct file of the mold, which is the big thing. And I took a lot of measurements from the existing keyboard to measure that every switch hole is in place and compared to the 3D file we have. But eventually, unfortunately, we got the 3D files. So I just modify with the 3D files. And it's a shit ton of work, like, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks from the starting point of measuring every switch holes to actually get a drawing and then actually modify it. 3 weeks, I believe, or maybe 1 month. Yeah.
So I also remember there was one drawing that was like a combined drawing with different things, so you were able to like scalp some things out of it, stuff like that, right?
Yeah. It's
There's
like
different
back and forth, different approach, to do it, which is not ideal, but that is the only way we have that time. Yeah.
So the bolt talk we're talking about now is that because we changed to the Gatoron switch earlier this year, we had to make some changes to the mold because we had to kind of like flip our PCB to the bottom side.
Yeah, correct.
So the bottom case mold, we had to make a few changes for the Wooting Lacquer edition. This was around August.
Who's playing with the pen?
I have such a vague
August.
timeline.
I think it's August to at least September or October. To actually
with the mold?
finish
in July we already sent it to the mold factory, but we didn't get it back until like September, I think.
September.
And the original idea was it would just take, I don't know,
1 month,
20 days for the first change.
Days.
Yeah, and then maybe second change another 10 days, and then we'd have it back. In the end, it's like 3 freaking months.
It's
incredible.
So long. I mean, yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And every day, the most days at the factory, I still have worrying about it won't be moved. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the issue behind the curtains.
But this was also
Yeah,
was this happening in May or right after May?
No, it was the realization we made the realization about May, and that's when we started asking for the mold drawings, figuring out what is the thing that we need to change. Is it going to have conflict? Where is it going to conflict? What is going to be the new design? And that up until, I don't know, July, where we were able to arrange things, and it actually went to the mold factory for the changes. But the thing is also, while negotiating this, is well, to share a bit more. Is
Wait,
that,
one second. I'm going to show some quiz information where people can join already and queue up. But remember, fill in your Discord name if you join. So it's like a Discord name, hashtag, whatever comes after it. Yeah. Okay, continue, Colin. Discord name.
Yeah, so one of the things we didn't really talk about that time, which is a very real thing happening in the background, is we also shared in one of the blogs, and I talk about it, is we moved to a new assembly factory. And the move to the new assembly factory was not just I don't know, random decision. It was a decision that we made pretty early on, that we wanted to work with a new assembly factory. But it's very difficult to just go from an old assembly factory to a new assembly factory and bringing all your molds and current keyboard that you're making with the old one to the new one. Because the old factory is going to be like, no, how about you keep that mold here and you can only make that keyboard with us. And we had quite some conflict there, talking with them, because they thought, initially they thought they would do the project with us. And we've also thought about doing the project with them. But when we reflected on, where things are going wrong, where do we need to go in the future, and with this new technology, is this factory actually going to help us get better? Are they going to make sure that we can keep getting better at this or not? And that's where we just hit a brick wall, and we really felt like we needed to switch to a different assembly factory that could grow with us using this new technology as well. So at some point they also got winds of, I was visiting like a lot of different assembly factories, having meetings and talking about this is what I'm kind of planning, want to make a different keyboard. And they were catching wind because the industry is quite small. So they were hearing rumors about us looking around for a different factory, starting to ask questions. And I'm like, and that's kind of where it started to get a little bit muddy, let's say.
A little bit muddy, a little bit intense.
Intense. Because we already set up the stage where it was like, they told us we're free to work with any factory we wanted, blah, blah. And we were like, well, it doesn't really matter, right? We can just look around for other factories. And that in the end came to the point where we're like, okay, we're going to work with a different assembly factory. We're going to close down stuff here. And before that time, we already got like these statements, which is very important. We got statements from that old manufacturer, which states, okay, our company Wooting owns the Wooting 1 mold and tooling, and Wooting owns the Wooting 2 mold and tooling. And it's very important because if you don't have those statements signed and approved by them, even though you paid for the mold and tooling, they could just say that they own it, and then you're not allowed to move it at all. And then still, even though we have those statements, right, doesn't mean they'll comply. I mean, and how the shits are we going to go after them, right? It can become very messy. So, but in the end, we were able to negotiate with them and get to an agreement where we were able to move the Wooting 2 mold. And at first it was like, okay, we said something like, okay, we're going to do like half the production with them. So we moved the Wooting 2 mold to the tooling manufacturer. And at the tooling manufacturer, we made the changes. And between that time and by the time it kind of got done, we already got to the phase where it was like, look, guys, we're just not going to work with you. There was some other stuff happening in between. So they would also come to that conclusion, and they were like, okay, fine, you can just move the mold to whatever. And that's what we did. So then we moved, after the changes, at one phase, right, we decided, okay, move it now to our new manufacturer. And even at the new manufacturer, they still had to make these more changes to the mold because it was basically, it had a defect. There were some imperfections.
There's some imperfection inside the mold. It should be put in this way, and so the mold maker didn't do its job at first place. So after we moved the mold to this new assembly factor, they are more well equipped with experience with the opening mold. So they just more deeply.
It's not only more experience; it's more professional. They spend more money on the molds. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. That is true. Also, yeah.
So
So
funny
we
thing is
just have
actually
our second modifier of the mold, right? It should be second time inside this new assembly factory, I believe.
If you take all modifications, then first one was opening the new mold side. Then they made a modification, and then it went to new factory for another modification. So 3 times then. And I'll tell you something else is that at the cost at the new factory, the cost of the modifications was the same as opening the new mold at the tooling factory. Like the one side of the mold, the cost was the same, which kind of set the tone for us. Like, okay, with this new factory, it's not cheap.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
Okay, it's quiz time.
Quiz time. Quiz time. Hey, who's that?
Whoa!
There he is. It's quiz time. Okay, so for everybody who hasn't joined yet, it's the info's on the screen. You go to joinmyquiz.com and enter that lobby code for a chance to win. Can we get a drum roll? Amazing prizes! Yay! So the first place is a Wooting 2 HE plus a wrist rest plus the game Hades. The second prize is a Wooting wrist rest of choice, either a blue, black, but I would go for the concrete grey, but who am I? And you also get like the Hades game. And the third place, it's the very unique Wooting sweatpants, because who doesn't want sweatpants?
Yay.
So, how it's gonna go, I think soon when we're going to start, I'll start the quiz and I'll hide the screen because I don't want to show the winner yet. So what I'm gonna do is let the quiz all run out, and then we go through the questions, and then afterwards we'll show the winner. I think that's the most fun to do. So we just drag it out as much as we can, so we have the longest attention span here and the most viewers, so we get the most money on the ads.
So are you going to show the questions on screen? On stream?
Yeah, after the quiz is over. So what will happen in the quiz? As soon as I hit the start button, everybody will see a sort of countdown in their browser who joined the quiz, and then you have 20 seconds per question. That's it. And that's it. So, are we ready?
So can we? Will we be able to follow?
I don't know. Yeah, well, the thing is, if I show the screen, which comes here afterwards, we can follow it. But then we also know who the winner and who the losers will be. But maybe that's not
nice
bad.
To be in between. We'll see. Okay,
we'll see.
Just see what happens.
Okay, you know what? We just let it roll, and then in the end, we'll see who wins. Whatever. It's yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna hit start, and then we'll see what happens, right? So is everybody ready? We have 49. I mean, if you can get 50, that would be nice. One more for the 50. And I don't know who Van An is, but if Van An is not Discord with this name, then okay. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Then we'll start the quiz in 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Here it goes. Countdown started.
I really love the one that we had, like this tracker where you could see people.
Yeah, we can see him now. We can see him.
We see now?
leaderboard. It's probably a little bit delayed, but we can see him.
Oh yeah, the stream is delayed, of course. Yeah.
So remember, most correct questions and fastest answers wins.
Go. So can we see the questions? Oh, wait. So we see the leaderboard, but we don't see the questions. All right, that's good. I like this.
Oh, nice.
We go through the questions after the quiz. So
all right, so
Bio 71.
Wolf.
is,
Whoa, it's changing fast. It's changing too fast.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wait.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, damn.
You think they'll just
up? Theo is strictly on top. Theo is.
Can they go
know,
back? Once they answer a question, can they go back?
No, they cannot. So
Oh my
once they have
god,
a
Theo is
question
on a hot
wrong,
streak.
Good.
so I think
Can
nobody
anybody beat
will.
this man?
Theo is going strong.
Can
Thank
anybody?
us.
Oh, nope, not even coming close, guys. Come on, step it up.
Well, there's still a
Oh,
chance.
he's making a mistake. This is your chance.
Oh. Look at the leaderboard shifting and changing. Oh my god, skill scraper.
Oh
Second
my
place.
God.
There's a couple going for
The best is
speed.
coming up.
Oh.
Oh my god, Curiosity jumping up now. Going down again. Oh, Theo is unbeatable. Nobody can.
Wolf second place, Van Dam second place, Wolf third place, Vio still first. Oh my god. Can Bamischijf
Oh
win
my
it?
Quiz
God,
pros,
this
no.
person jumping up,
Take your
no.
time with the answers. There is a
Take
higher
your time
chance.
with the answers.
Take your time with the answers. Higher
Whoa,
chance
whoa,
of winning,
whoa,
guys.
whoa.
Oh,
Oh, can Bamischijf make it? Can Bamischijf do it? Oh, Curiosity is fourth. Bamischijf third place. Oh my god, what's happening? Bioman still has a
Oh,
chance.
Erik is a little bit ahead of us, of course.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, there's
clicked one.
still
This
few
is why
people.
you have to just take your time with the answers.
Okay. Some people didn't start the quiz yet. Okay, it's exciting. I think this is when I look at the people who are participating and did their best and tried. I think.
Wait, there's still people that haven't.
Yeah.
Take your time, guys. Take your time to answer the questions.
Undercover boss can still get it, I guess. But
If you manage to get more right, I guess.
He's googling like hell now.
Yeah.
Second question, Google. Where is it?
Oh,
Is it
it's
maybe
live.
the blog posts?
so the thing is, you
Yeah.
only have 50 or 20 seconds per question. Look at that, accuracy is 50-50. Somebody sniping it away? No, nobody is. Hit frostbite.
Wait. How is there so many people that registered but aren't in the not like participating now?
I don't know. Maybe they.
Like the people that registered might as well participate now and try their best to answer the questions correct, as correct as possible.
No.
Oh, there's still one working on it.
Okay, I mean, hit frostbite. I don't know who he is, but somebody joined. High Peak Warrior just joined. I think that's cheating. You joined too late.
Yeah.
So if you now join, it has no use. It has no use. High Peak, but do your best. Frostbite. Yeah, I don't think frostbite will make it. I think we need to.
So Theo is Violet, I assume, right?
There definitely needs to be a time limit now. Because even the ones that were still like trying to answer things.
Yes, I think that's it. We're gonna end it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Oh, he's
3,
jumping.
2,
They're
1.
jumping now.
Something now?
They're
Oh,
That's
jumping,
it.
right?
That's it. We did our best. Hold on. And the winner is. Ooh, here we go. So the winner is Vayo71 #3344, and the second he will get a he or she will get a Wooting 2 HE plus wristfest plus the game Hades, and then second place is the Van Dam with a score of 6700. He or she will get a Wooting wristfest plus the game Hades, and Bamischijf will get the unique super exclusive Wooting sweatpants. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Pro gamers.
Gonna make
Very
a
nice.
screenshot of this. This is very nice. Very good. Very good. But there's a but. There's a little plot twist. There is a little plot twist. So
Oh.
what we always do, what we have been doing in the past is
Wooting tradition.
Wooting tradition. So for the long time people who've been here, we have a poederprijs. A poederprijs is a Dutch word for the, you participated but you weren't very good, and so the last place
Participation
prize.
award.
And I think it's a participation award, and I think looking at these people who didn't fill in anything, those are all disqualified. So the last place is to Lilias. And the last place this year will get a magic mug. And if you don't know what a magic mug is like a black mug, and if you fill it with water, a image appears. If you fill it with hot water. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil what the image is, but Lilias, you'll be surprised what the poederprijs will be. But let's.
I hope you share it though.
I hope he shares it.
Yeah.
Let's.
I'm disappointed it didn't get lower.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, Undercover Boss came pretty close, and Judah said, "Yeah, it's." Well, some people try. Some people tried. Okay, let's.
I tried so my best to answer everything wrong, but I still got it right. Ooh.
Okay, so the third place will receive a sweatpants, and please DM me on Discord. That's SS23. DM me on Discord. You can see me on the right side on our Discord server, and DM me, and I think I know your name now. Okay, let's go through the questions. So who is the new Lekker Switch manufacturer? I think we spoiled it during the quiz. During the.
We definitely talked about it.
We talked about it.
I just said the name one time though.
So many, so many times.
Oh, we said it
So
2
many
times.
times.
Yeah.
So everybody.
Oh,
knows
the
it.
new. Sorry,
The new Lekker Switch manufacturer.
Yeah,
It's
that one is very clearly mentioned.
It's Gatteron. And most people had it correct, so that's very nice, and accuracy of 82%.
Ooh, active listeners.
That's good. That's good. That's
Yay!
You guys all get an award.
good. So
For using your ears.
the next question. So this one is a bit tricky one, How many Wooting 2 Lekker editions did we sell in May 2020? And the correct answer is... It's 157. And I know you can read this back in the blog. So if you've read all the blogs and are up to date, you would have known this. But it's also
And have I don't know, a visual memory.
You make this one very difficult as well. Like usually with these kind of questions, there's like a 30, a 300, and 1,000, and one correct answer in there. But now you're like, okay, the 10 difference.
Well, but there is a thing how you could have known the correct answer. You could have read it in the blog.
Oh.
So
Doesn't it show like how many people got it right or wrong?
Yes, it
20% accuracy.
okay, show.
Oh, there.
Oh,
that's
no,
very
wait,
few.
sorry.
that's even-
No, wait. Oh, damn, it's my fault.
What?
Wait, it's my fault. Let me fix this. I think this is better. Here, now we can show how many people have it correct. See, so 11 players got it correct. 157. Most people got it incorrect though.
There.
That's most people went for the C answer. It was B.
I mean, that'd be a pretty hard one to know.
Okay, who participated in the most live streams this year? And the correct answer is
Good morning, Skater.
Eric. Hey, and the winner. Yay! 19 players knew this. 20 players were wrong.
How many people voted for me versus you?
It's 20 for you and 19 for me. So most people voted for you, like you expected.
Yeah. I was talking with Erik about this question. Even I was surprised. Like, what?
So I participated in 18 live streams and Calder in 17.
Yeah, one off.
One off. Yeah. Yeah, well, at least also a difficult question. We had lots of difficult questions this year. That's a thing. Who came up with the snack bar? The name of the snack bar for the special Lekker Edition space bar. It's for everybody who doesn't know what the snack bar is. Let me rip it off my keyboard because I have one.
Simon just has a snack bar mustachio.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want to
Yeah.
snack bar mustachio.
There it is.
Okay. So the correct answer is it Captain Calder. It was empty inside Myra. During the stream, it was we showed this during a stream, and we called it the Lekker Space Bar, I guess. And he named it the snack bar, and my god, that was so smart. That was really clever because it actually is a snack bar.
Wait, who answered it was me?
Well, okay. I mean, empty also.
Wait, what was that?
That was the trick one.
if empty inside Mira chose me, you know, then he will get an extra point, but
If it was the actual person, yeah, that was the trick one.
trick one. It's... Okay, so the answer was again B. There's like a pad on here. Next thing.
Oh yeah, B is the one you want to go for.
How long is the TKL wrist rest? TKL wrist rest is 367. You could have. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Still, most people got it correct. It's the most chosen answer.
How many people
so
quickly Googled that?
Yeah.
It's smart if you quickly Google it. I mean, you have 20 seconds. How fast can you be? Like?
Next gen is measuring your own one. That's
That's
real big brain.
Wow, I like the tricky one. 376.
Yes, that's for the dyslexic people.
Wow.
So the next question, again, if I see here, it's the answer here was again B. It was 367.
Wow, you really like B.
So the next one, what is the end press of the What is the end press CN force of the Lekker switch for the Lekker switch? Jesus, what a difficult question. So do we think it's B? Is it like 65? I mean, must be right. Wrong. It's D. It's 60. I knew this was like. This was.
What a prankster!
What?
I can't believe you've done this, Eric.
Big brain. Yes, it's so. It's difficult because even I had a mistake on this one because when I made the question, I thought it was 65, but when I double checked it, it turned out to be 60. So.
It was 65 for a long time, but once we switched to Gatron, we tested the springs and then chose a different weight value based on what we liked better, and it ended up to be 60 at the end of the press. In reality, it's actually 62 or something, right, Kevin?
62 to 63 maybe. But I think we talked this on one of the live stream, like very in detail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Which one of the following is a yummy graphic on a snack bar? Is it an apple? I mean, if you checked Twitter, you knew it wasn't. The answer to question 7 wasn't apple, so that I don't know who chose apple, but that's like a really dumb fuck. We have a chocolate chip cookie, a candy cane, or a bottle of milk. And the correct answer is, drum roll, it's a bottle of milk. There is no chocolate chip cookie on the snack bar.
That was the really tricky one.
This is also a tricky one. It's oh my god. Only trick questions this year. Oh, so difficult. So let me zoom in here. If you guys can see it.
What a cheeky quizmaster.
See, there's a little milk bottle. But there's no chocolate chip cookie there. Because the chocolate chip cookie was
Yummy
really difficult to make. I don't even know if it's a yummy snack and bottle of milk, but it's
There's
there.
a chocolate bar there, though. Oh, yeah, chocolate chip cookie. Yeah.
Since when is milk a snack?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
It's nice, I guess. It's nice.
You eat it with the chocolate chip cookie that's not on there.
Okay. So the next one, what major utility feature did we release this year? Was it macro support, more RGB effects, password tracking? That's already in there. Or was it remapping? Remap. And the answer is remap. Yay! Most people get this one correct though. That's,
Yay! Our favorite
Yay.
feature.
favorite
Or feature.
Future.
Feature.
Future.
We love futures.
Greenwich.
We live in the future.
Granted.
Granite.
This one is also very scummier because in the beginning the questions were a
hold
bit
on.
easier. So if you answered B everywhere, you know, but suddenly we switched to D, and this one is really a nasty question. So what does the acronym DVT stand for? Was it Deluxe Vanilla Toast, Design Verification Test, Delta Volt Dividend, or Design Validation Test?
Verification validation. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why you make the note.
This is why you made the note. And the correct answer was Design
We
Validation
unintentionally
Test.
planted this.
Whoever got this one wrong, really, come on.
It's so
Oh
close.
my god. I can't believe that. That was not planned at all.
Okay, what does the HE in Wooting 2 HE stand for? This is something I figured out today. The correct answer is Happy Eric. Now it's whole fact. It's whole fact.
Happy Eric.
Okay, let's see. What was the toughest question? Which one of the following yummy? Oh, the snack bar was the most the toughest question. Only 6 people got it correct.
That was definitely tricky.
Tricky question. Which one of the following? It was also the longest question. I get it.
The deceiving yummy on a snack bar. Like the least yummy snack thing.
A bowl of milk.
Milk.
Yeah. Even apple is considered more of a snack that is yummy.
It's funny, like the timing. I mean, they have like the same number of questions correct, Van Damme and Vio 71. But as you can see, timing was all the difference because Vio, she steamed through it. Yeah, we can even look at the time taken, I guess. Look at that,
Who
it's so
is
fast.
Is it Violet?
I think it's Violet. Yeah, it's Violet.
Oh crap. Violet.
Very
Holy
fast.
crap.
But also, the took its time on question 7. Interesting.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So now we know who is the most loyal and most knowledgeable Wooting
But look at these.
member.
Curiosity,
So, if
Draconin,
there's ever going to be
Bioman,
a-
Wolf, IV2B, Voodoo, Xeona, all these Fanan. All came close in the top 10, but you know, too bad,
Maybe
so
next
much
year.
bad.
If there's ever going to be a Wooting documentary, you know who the expert is going to be on the documentary, right?
Yeah. Keeper of all the Wooting knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
You're
see
an
Mr.
expert on
Presence.
Wooting, Wootinology.
If you look at Cop Vampire, Vampire was sort of there 50-50.
You can major in Wootinology.
Excellent.
We'll make a certificate for you, okay?
I think Mr. Pleasant did his best to become last. Too bad it didn't work out. Well, congratulations to everyone and to Lias. Lias? Yes. Okay. Great.
Good job, everyone.
Do we have a Discord role for Quizmasters?
Oh, that's a good
Oh, I
idea.
remember we have one.
Oh, we have one?
Do we?
I think so.
Okay.
Does last place also get that?
Poodle.
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 Yes. So everybody who was here for the quiz, you can now leave, or you can, prepare for next year's
You can
quiz.
leave.
He only came for the quiz, of course. Stream goes back to 10 people.
Then we make a text thing for everybody who won the quiz.
What was like 2019 quiz Discord role then? Callum, expert on Discord. Role master, who surprisingly has every role on the freaking server. People ones that
Surprisingly.
didn't knew existed even. No, well, what was the 2019 and 2018 quiz?
I don't
quiz
think
role?
I don't think there was one, but I like the idea though.
I do remember there was one, but maybe it's just. Oh.
Maybe confusing it with the meme master or something.
Oh yeah. We had that one.
Well, if we're going to make a role, right? I mean, it would be a little bit lame if it's like Quizmaster 2020 or something, right?
You gotta do something exciting, more exciting, like.
Wootinology degree, or something like,
How is that even spelled? Oh my god.
I know. Let me write it. Nology. It's either like this, Wootonology, or Wootinology. But to make it a bit more funky, Wootinology.
Knowledge.
Wootinology is very good, except that nobody will ever understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, what do you call somebody that's like an expert in something that you would like use
Eric,
for an
the
interview and stuff? Sorry?
Erik.
Like it makes it a Wootinology degree almost makes you qualify for a job at Wooting. It's a very close call. It's very.
Ology means study of.
I have to pay you royalties for as the keeper of knowledge.
Doctorate in Wootinology.
Oh, Violet's. Oh yeah, Doctor Wootinology. Dr. Wootinology. Or Wootinology PhD or something. Violet makes a very good argument here. I do think you need to get some kind of special right as a Wootinology doctor. Can I now officially give the OS project the Klein name?
No.
Oh!
Sorry.
Oh!
If you want, you can give Simon a new name. That's something I would allow. No. But Del Van Dam and Bami schrijven DM me, right? You guys must DM me. It says 23 pound on Discord. I'm not gonna beg like every year behind the people like, oh, please give me your address, please, because I want to send the price to you.
Please.
Sweatpants or not, come get the sweatpants.
Come and get the sweatpants.
You come to me and you get the sweatpants.
Technology.
Okay, great. What's the time limit? That's because I'm next in line. Let's say you have until Monday to reply to me. Send me a message, and else I'll get to the next in line.
Use the Chris to get new wood helpers.
Don't worry, Eric's in charge of your price. Will be there within 6 months.
Deutsch spoil it.
Oh, when will you announce the first delay, Eric?
Well, due to COVID, and COVID.
We're
I
being
know
struck
it's-
hard. Okay. Okay. Well,
Okay.
okay. That was a really good quiz.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was all the money. Right. So, I think it's a good moment we kind of to plug Wootup 2021, right? Though there's no date or something, right? But I just want, because we have the review. We're also looking back at this time we're at Wootup, the Wootup time, right? So before people are leaving, okay, in 2021, there's going to be another Wootup, and Wootup is one of the most amazing meetups ever.
In the history of the planet.
Yeah. And continues to be so every year, breaking new records in every possible way.
Oh, you gotta
Fastest growing
explain
meetup.
what the Wootup is.
Well, that's why I'm hyping it up first.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So
is it?
the Wootup is basically which was this year a virtual meetup, but started as a physical meetup date where everybody, all the Wooting peoples, come together, share their story, and have some fun events, play some fun events with us, do a little bit of, we have like a gaming tournament, usually have like a game tournament where you can also win prizes. That's all about the prizes. We show some like behind the scenes things that we're researching or something we've been developing that we'll show you for the first time. And it's mostly about just getting the Wooting people together and kind of see maybe faces or get to know other people a bit more. So that after the meetup, maybe you leave with, I don't know, a new friend, or you have a better connection with the community itself, or, you get a better feel of what it is to be a part of the whole Wooting gang. So Wootup meetings are awesome. And it started in 2018. We did the first one, right? And that was a physical one.
Was it 2019?
That was the digital. Wait, 2019. Yeah, right. 2019 was the first one. 2020 was the digital one. Right. So 2019 we did the first physical one, which was fairly small, and it was in Arnhem that time in the Netherlands.
Oh,
And 2020.
famously announced 3 days before.
No, this was announced well before time, but we thought of
not well before.
You sent the email out while it's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Not
at all. It started off with Quinn. Okay, and we concluded it like in March or something that we had to do it, and maybe like 1 month before, we started to like announce more stuff that would happen. But 2020, right? We were well ahead with the announcements.
That's true. 2020 was much more organized.
Yeah, and 2020 was the virtual version because the obvious COVID scenario issues forced us to do it online as a live stream with big live chats and Discord channels, and that was actually really cool. I really enjoyed the virtual style because it was easier to host more people, have different events going at the same time, and also pretty convenient for people that obviously don't live in or nearby the Netherlands to
Nobody
also
got
participate.
parking tickets.
Sorry?
Nobody received parking tickets.
Nobody received. Oh yeah.
People received parking tickets.
Did we pay them for the parking ticket that time?
No, but I mean,
I think
Was
we
this-
offered it at least, right?
no.
Did
So
we?
there was
I forgot.
some guy who got like a parking ticket, and I sent him a picture of my ticket because I paid for a ticket that day. So I sent him a picture of my ticket so he could sort of, go to that security thing, whatever. Say like, hey, CEO, do you have fill an online form that it wasn't agreeing with the fine he got, and then as proof you can upload a picture, and he uploaded, I guess, my ticket, and then in the end he didn't have to pay anything. But
This is so Eric.
Cheeky.
This is so Eric. Nice.
hopefully the police isn't watching this, else we're like, oh, you go to jail, you go to jail.
You already fled to Sweden anyway, so you're out of the country.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're not going to be extraditing you for that.
Right, so in 2020 we did the first ever, was it in June 5th? Something like that. We had the first ever virtual Wooting meetup, Wootup 2021, 2020. So we had like a live stream going, and we had like a schedule of things happening. And one of the bigger things was the Counter-Strike was like obstacle course tournament.
Good.
Yeah, that was really good. Where Eric was a spectator, commenting on everybody, and everybody that participated in the tournament was like doing the obstacle course, and there was like fast ones, slow ones, and they would go and people would get eliminated along the way, and eventually would have some final winners. And we did like 2 maps or something, or 3 maps, I forgot. And then we also had like on Discord, we had some like different Discord channels to talk about different topics specifically for the meetup, and different voice channels that people could jump in and talk with me or Jeroen or with Kevin or with Erik about some different projects that we're running. And playing some mini games in the middle of the live stream. It was quite a lot of like things happening at the same time, and then focusing on the speaker event in the middle. And yeah, I think it was one of the that was for me that was the most fun Wootup, and even though it's the second one, but this was the most fun Wootup because so many people could participate. There was time to talk, and we had some really fun prizes also. In 2021, we'll see what it's going to be, a combination of physical and virtual. I think that would be kind of the case, or we try to combine it. But it really depends also on the whole world situation. But I guess it would be around the same time.
Situation.
Situation
How's
of
the world
war.
doing today?
Not good.
Yeah. I mean, that's a question you can literally ask right now. Well, American people are dying on the streets. In India, well, who has paid attention to India lately? But it's probably not going too well. In China, nobody dies.
Yeah,
We have the UK.
we love new strains.
But Netherlands are number 1. I don't know if the UK is now number 1, but we've been number 1 for
I
a
mean,
long time.
I would imagine, given the case numbers the past couple of days,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
good.
Here in Sweden, we don't care. It's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, no, COVID doesn't exist in
Sweden,
Sweden.
it doesn't
Everything knows
exist.
Yeah, this
Sweden
is good.
doesn't
How is that
exist.
possible?
Yeah. COVID? Huh?
Sweden doesn't exist. No, Finland doesn't
Hey.
that. What
exist.
is this COVID thing?
COVID-19.
Did the 2021 meetup? I think it never even got to YouTube, and it got deleted from Twitch.
Oh, no.
It's a memory in our hearts, in archive Discord channels, and in Discord rules. That's it.
Right.
Just don't get Mandela effect on it.
Yeah. We hey, but we definitely want to have some sort of combination, right? Like I think if we can do physical, but then I definitely
Yeah,
want
it's
to keep the
yeah.
virtual part in there. So it's pretty fun.
That'd be
to
pretty
do.
cool.
Yeah, because if we do physical and combine it, then we'd also just plan the events, but some events will be more centered around like online, and other ones will be offline, in between, something like that.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see how things will turn out.
Maybe UK will still be banned from Europe. We'll be able to travel.
What's closed now?
Trapped forever. Can't leave.
Yeah.
I want out. Let me out.
You go swim, dude.
I don't think I have the endurance for that. 10 seconds in, I just die.
Yeah. You get into a slipstream. Yeah.
There's like swim after a boat.
Let's see. We had the boot up. Right. Okay. During the boot up, we also showed something, which was the OS device project that we were working on in the background. A 4-key project. And we called it the OS device because we initially started development for this like 4-key device specifically to play OS with. And if the question is like, well, what happened to it? And Violet says, okay, because Violet right now has a PhD in Wootinology, a very viable name is still Klein. The Wooting Klein or Os, or what kind of project name did we give it at Woot Up? It's some kind of girl's name or something lame.
Full combo.
Full combo.
No, that was
I
a
still like
conclusion
full
of
combo.
Woot Up.
Before the full combo,
Yeah.
Stoneboat.
Elisa or
Elisa?
starting with A, right? No.
Erica.
Jeez.
Project Erica.
But it ended up with full, like the conclusion is kind of like we should do full combo because that's like the typical thing in OS, which will kind of more match with the whole OS stuff. That project actually is in the refrigerator at the moment still.
Ooh.
And I think we kind of refrigerated it for 2 reasons, right? One is that we definitely want to house it with lekker switches. The whole has to be lekker switches. And we had to kind of wait until after Wooting 2 Lekker Edition stuff came through. And the second reason is that we were very doubtful about the market we could attract for the price point that we have to sell it for, because it's full aluminum. And we have to sell it for like, I don't know, was it $70 or $80 preferably? And it might
80.
be a bit too much. Preferably 80, yeah. And we had an idea how we could bring it down to like 60 and then plus shipping is 70 or something. But it's like, it's difficult because people want it to be 50 or lower, if I'm right, for that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
So we're kind of waiting for either we're going to reintroduce it in a plastic shape or we're going to still try the aluminum version. Not sure yet. Okay, so after the boot up and introducing the OS stuff, we were really stuck trying to push forward the whole Wooting 2 Lekker Edition mold. I mean, there's so much focus on Lekker Edition this year because it's like the Lekker switches was the future for us. We even pushed it so far that we completely stopped producing Wooting 1 and Wooting 2 keyboards. Like, I don't know if anybody realized, I mean, we moved the mold away, okay? So that means we cannot do any Wooting 2 productions. The mold is gone, okay? We could have still produced Wooting 1 keyboards, but we kind of early on decided that we don't want to invest more money into Wooting 1 stock as well. And we had this business partner that bought a bunch of Wooting 1 stock, so we figured, okay, by the time that we have our Lekker keyboards, we can kind of phase out this stock that we already have and then smoothly transition to Lekker, and then the stock will be out and we have Lekker keyboards. But that should have like happened like throughout this year, not like not like what's happening right now. So originally we planned actually around March or something that we would have like Lekker keyboards on the like the Wooting 2 Lekker keyboards on the market. and we'll be starting to shifting everything out. And by the end of this year, perhaps we sold out all the FlareTech keyboards, the Wooting 1 and Wooting 2 FlareTech keyboards, or partially, something like that. But looks like in the end, we get stuck in development because of the whole switching.
Switch.
Yeah.
Switching.
Yeah, see you later.
If you make it from aluminum, there's a lot of material going to waste while machining. If you do plastic mold injection with high quality plastic, that would be cheaper, I think. That's about the OS device, yeah. The material doesn't completely go to waste with CNCing, by the way. While the CNC machine actually cuts away all the aluminum material, the aluminum flies away, and because there's a lot of water being sprayed onto the drill and the object itself to cool down both the drill and the object, that water also collects like the aluminum pieces and drags it down into a drain, which collects all the aluminum pieces into a big bucket, and that material is actually recycled, or at least sent to a processing factory to be reused for to make aluminum blocks or whatever they do with it. So it doesn't completely go to waste. Yeah, it's really let me think. Right, so no, we'll get back to this FlareTech keyboard thing because we'll come back with this Fortnite stuff, which is pretty interesting. Fortnite. So we finally let's see. Did anything other than Lekker Edition? I think like the last half a year, it's like completely like Lekker Edition.
Focus on the Lekker. Yeah.
Lekker for life.
Yeah.
Lekker
Best
for
I would
life,
say,
yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, deskpad, mousepad. Well, we keep kind of like me and Coder running with it in a limited speed, just like in a background. Yeah, nothing very serious at the moment because we are all focusing on the Lakers thing, and especially for me, the mode thing took a lot of time. Yeah, I can either to think of anything else, right?
There is something that happened at the end of the year, kind of. Well, it's not really at the end of the year, but then September or August or September is the time that Simon officially started working.
That's
working full time.
That's very true.
Working full time, yeah. Because before it was
so
kind of
exciting.
like so before it was more like it was not like at first it was internship, then the part-time next year study, right? But then after summertime.
Well, after summer is when I like officially, but I was working like from like June.
Yeah, that's true.
You're basically already working full time for multiple months before, yeah.
It just wasn't on paper yet.
Yeah, now it's
it's official.
It's official on paper in a way, yeah, but it's still like very like little company style.
Yeah, small boy style.
Small boy style, yeah. Well, that is definitely. I mean, that's definitely a big thing. But but the months before, not really. Other than what Kevin mentioned about the deskpad, mousepad, like deskpad, mousepad thing. That was really like there was like a new sample coming every time with a development, but we didn't get what we really wanted, and we thought was at a dead end. And then suddenly, one of the two manufacturers that we were working with came with this like new version which fixed the problem that we couldn't accept, which is a curling issue around the pad, which was good enough, and that was surprising, and that's when it really kicked off. It was like, okay, let's continue this deskpad mousepad concept and push it towards a product.
It's actually that moment, it might really work, like hit the spot.
So that almost
before all that, it just failed. I kind of like fail, right? And experiment, R&D time, try this, try that, try different components of the silicone mixture or the formula.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
different thickness. We went through a lot of things in when we do the R&D stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty surprising that in the end we still got what we aimed for, thanks to the continuous effort of this manufacturer. And the alternative manufacturer wasn't really producing something that really excited us enough, though they had good stuff. But it was just very standard in how we saw it. Fake this, fake that. Okay, September Simon, and I mean, then we had the mold also.
Kind of stuck there.
Sorry?
Kind of stuck during that time is that usually, I think like around that time, at least like around the time of product development, like you'd make a trip to the factory or something like that, or visit or be more with more on location, let's say. That's something we couldn't do, obviously.
Big COVID.
COVID.
Yeah, because that was a big mystery this year. So it's like looking at the start of the stream when you showed the recess vlog. That was last year, I think.
Yeah.
And, that really sucks to not have that this year for the Lekker production, because I bet there is a lot of interesting things to show. Just kind of really show it. Well, we also don't really have the direct exposure now.
Yeah, that's really going to Though I am a little bit thankful for not having to do a trip.
The silver lining.
At the same time, I do feel very disappointed because it would have been great to see the new factory, a new factory, different way of working, and to see the Lekker edition being assembled. I really wonder how much it would have also allowed us to film if we would have the trip.
Good question.
Yeah, so we'll see how much material we can get from the production itself.
What?
Wait, Ike is...
Ike is dead. Oh, dead.
Right.
I'm just waiting until reach October, because that's the coolest month.
What happened in October?
15th of October. Remember the 15th of October. That's when we launched the HE. Or launched. Open pre-orders because we needed more money.
Yeah, the Lekker edition keyboards were like sold out for 3 or 4 months. 4 months by that time.
16th of May.
And so wow, that's like a full 5 months ish. Yeah, we were struggling about launching the Wooting 2 HE because we didn't want to launch it before we could confirm that Lekker edition would be no problem to bring it to production. But at the same time, we really needed to be out there because we were just selling pre-orders on Lekker edition, and as long as we're catching those orders, we could always, well, not for Lekker edition in this case, but as long as you're catching those orders early on, you can already plan ahead for production much earlier, which is great. And you can get things running earlier. And to get the HE running quickly after the Lekker edition, we need to have the orders early. And for 2 reasons, obviously. One is like to have the cash in advance makes it easier for us to make a decision on how many to produce also. But also to just make all the advance payments for purchasing stock in advance. Like what we did for the HE is we bought all the sensors in advance, for example, and we had to down pay the full amount. And quickly after that, we also down paid. Did we down pay something else for it?
I don't think so.
No, not for HE, but for LE we did do a lot more down payments in advance. Yeah,
We did a lot because everything was so custom, right? So.
Yeah. Anyway, and then you want to know the quantities you're selling, and the more quantity you can pick up, we can still make a decision to produce more than the minimum. So those 5 months is really killing. I bet you if we would have had HE available in those 5 months and it would have just been selling, we could have produced maybe 200 more keyboards now than what we are planning. And this now we don't, because we had 5 months of not being available for purchase. Yeah, that's really sucks. So we really had to start launching it, and by October we were more confident about the LE and being able to produce it. I really got to a point like, okay, if we want to get the HE running quickly after, like shortly after the LE, we really need to get it into pre-orders right now. Otherwise, it's just going to be a really big gap, you know. And then we have these LEs on the market, and then everybody's like, well, I want one as well, right? And we're like, no stock. And that would be really terrible. So thankfully, I think the HE supply demand, yes. So the HE launch went also pretty good. Like, it was also within expectations. I think a little bit more than some people thought would happen. It wasn't too crazy like the LE or something like that. And that's just simply because there's no product delivered. And there were just people waiting to get, they were interested in the LE, but it was not available. So they waited until it was available. And then now they had the HE as an option, and they jumped on it. But if you look at like the waiting list for the LE, we have like over, 700 people or something in that queue, which we collected over those 5 months. And I'm not saying like, well, we could have sold 700 keyboards in those 5 months, because it's easy to sign up for the queue. It's not so easy to make the actual purchase.
Yeah.
But you do see there is like, a certain interest there, and you just have to say no to them, join this queue. And then it's with the HE launch still, like, not everybody jumps on it straight away, because by that time they already made a different keyboard decision or whatever. They had 5 months of time to purchase a different keyboard, come up with other ideas, feel less excited, whatever it might be, to not make the commitment anymore. So at least I'll make one that is like Microsoft called Wooting for BE, dude.
What?
So what happened after the HE launch? Nothing much, right?
Struggling a lot with liquidation, and trying to get to mass production, and then having to deal with the mold changes, the PCBA with the PCBA changes all the freaking time. And then getting it through the pre-test, the PMI test. And even when the mold still would have delayed it, and purchasing the materials, and really trying to get to mass production. So that just kind of basically describes the last few months, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and only like in the last at the end of November, beginning of December, I had this guy on Twitter called Alan, who is like, he had like this question about, this thing in Fortnite. I think it can work with your keyboard. Can you verify, blah, blah. And I was like, well, jump on Discord. I'll open up Fortnite and let's take a look. And then in Fortnite, whatever, like the thing that he wanted, which was the double movement in Fortnite, seemed to work. And he was already like, oh my god, this is gonna blow up, blah blah. This is crazy, and for me, I'm not really. Yeah. Well, I'm not really into Fortnite, but just looking at what's happening, right? What he was describing, basically saying, well, look, on a PC, if you sideward strafe, you can only sideward strafe with a 15-degree angle. If you do it on a controller, you can sideward strafe with like a 60% angle. And it was like, well, okay, that's that's a huge difference and an obvious advantage. And then made some small clips about it, threw it out there, and then it slowly, over the 2 weeks time or something, caught more traction.
Yeah.
A lot of professional Fortnite players started to jump on this and contact us through Twitter. We just sent them out some free keyboards to just do it, to just share the word. And then at some point it got to the breaking point, I'd say, where we had I don't know, was the first YouTube video necessarily? What was the video? It just kept like the words spread more and more.
Yeah, until
Then-
the Ozzy Austin video.
The Aussie video, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first big one.
Yeah, but he found
At
out from
least the first
72 hours, and then 72 hours made his video after.
Yeah.
And he's like just a
Right,
random
yeah.
person who bought the keyboard.
70, yeah. Well, no, I'll tell you something. 72 Hours said he saw a Reddit post on Fortnite Competitive about this.
Oh, is it?
That was
is it
my
your
Reddit post. That was my post, yeah. And it
Oh,
was,
that's actually pretty funny because we were talking that morning
Yeah, he streamed
about
it first, yeah.
we were talking that morning when we did like our social media thing, and oh yeah, this Fortnite thing, should we put it on Twitter? Yeah, sure. Or in Instagram, sure. Oh yeah, maybe we should do a Reddit post on that Reddit, maybe we could get some more customers interested in it. And we were like, okay, normally when we do a Reddit post, like, yeah, what time shall we post? Blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do Reddit now. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye.
this is like suck it, for here, Fortnite, and there's like 3 different Reddits, like Fortnite Competitive. Okay, that one. Let's throw it on there. Done. Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people
So,
play Fortnite.
It didn't get that much traction on Reddit actually, but apparently it got the right person interested. So and then the next video, and then the next video, and then I think when It's Jaren video came out, it gave another big boost.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody that was competitively playing Fortnite wanted to have a Wooting 1 keyboard.
Yeah, it's the timeline that Mr. Johnny says. So 78 hours, he did show it on stream, but then he did drop the video after.
Yeah, exactly. So and It's Jaren actually reached out to It's Jaren and proposed him to send a keyboard because of this advantage, blah blah. I don't know if he picked up on something and then responded to it to pick it up. Good night, Crow. Oh, not good night. Good day.
Good day, mate. Good day.
Yeah. Please sleep Australia.
Where are you from? Are you from Greenwich?
We can't keep making this reference without explaining what it is.
This is for the next year quiz. How
Yeah,
do
yeah.
Is it
Greenwich.
Greenwich or is it Greenwich?
How to pronounce
Greenwich?
it? Yeah.
How do you pronounce this word? Oh wait, there should be no H. Right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, how do we even know how people pronounce it through chat? Just
Is to write the word.
how do you write this word?
So ahead of times.
Okay.
Australia is always first.
But yeah. I mean, the Fortnite thing really picked up, and Wooting 1 started moving very fast. And funny enough, and lucky us also, Wooting 1's actually, like Wooting 2 keyboards was selling much better for us than Wooting 1 keyboards. And now it's like flipped around, and now Wooting 2 keyboards just moving still quite normal, and then Wooting 1 keyboards like through the roof.
Yeah, that's well.
And they're gone.
And they're gone, yeah. In Europe, we basically, we had a distributor who still had some Wooting 1 keyboards, and we're kind of deciding, they still had some keyboards, and we're kind of deciding, okay, should we purchase, how many of these keyboards should we start purchasing? Because we kind of want to empty their stock and move out these keyboards. And then we have this Fortnite thing. It's like, okay, we want all your keyboards.
Yeah.
And now in Europe, we're basically we almost sold out everything for Wooting 1, right? Still some UK and German.
In Europe, yeah, only some UK and German left, and the rest is all sold out. Yeah. Hey, but
And
Johnny
then
raised a good point with the double movement, because we talked about this, right? Like how to call it, because we call it double movement because that's what people normally use in the YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, at least like when you say double movement, it's not correct, but people know what you're talking about. And we're just kind of afraid that if you say controller movement, we've also been thinking about like strafe movement or something like that. Like it doesn't click right away what it actually.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, I want to say controller movement, because controller movement should click if you say controller movement.
Right, 6% and I paid $200. Okay. You should never name these numbers how much you're willing to pay, because then we have a meeting like, oh, what product shall we make next? Oh, let's make a white 6%. I was like, yeah, let at least ask like 250, because there was like this chat guy said like 200. I mean, if you really want to, we can squeeze it out of him, 250. That's how we do every meeting. How can we earn more money?
Wait. Yeah. Let's quickly make a keyboard, and then it ends up taking a year.
Quickly.
Yeah. Oh, we can do it in 3 months, okay? So we in the US we're kind of lucky with the Wooting ones, because so in the US we're selling a lot more Wooting ones than in Europe. Like it's really picked up in the US with this Fortnite stuff. And we still have this distributor also in the US, which still has stock of Wooting ones. And we initially thought that stock is never going to really move fast enough. And now it's like, okay, well, that stock is gonna
Hey, bye.
run out. So it's we really got lucky. I mean, we're pretty blessed this year. Well, I don't want to put it that high, but in a way, we are pretty blessed with. Yeah.
With them
Because this is
V-Bucks.
definitely a lucky streak. This is definitely a lucky moment where this is like, there could have been a better time for this to happen. I guess there could always be, but if you would choose a time, then this was a pretty good time, because it kind of it also helped us, like looking at 2021, talking about 2021, right? Before this kind of picked up, we were already looking at 2021, how we're going to approach it. And we were already fully focused on, okay, we have the Wooting 2 Lekker Edition coming, then quickly after we have Wooting 2 HE. Since Wooting 2s are the ones that really sell, we're going to sell the stock out pretty fast. We need to follow up with even the next production. Let's start placing a purchase order for the sensors now. Get ready for that third production of these keyboards. Where do we get the cash so fast to do like a third production so far in advance, because we need to plan like 6 months ahead or something. And we're really focused on this. And that also meant at the same time that we had no leftover cash to start leftover cash or time to start investing into what we've been working on throughout this year, a keyboard model.
60%. Well, kind of.
Well, I don't know if we, because this is the keyboard we're not going to bring out now at this moment, because it still takes a lot of time to develop. We can't even talk about it. Like we've worked on
we did it so quickly.
Can I talk about this one?
No, this is when for like this whole year, you could say we've been working on a keyboard model, which we kind of saw as like, this is like Wooting 2.0 style doing keyboards, and with this really interesting layout, really cool mechanic inside. We went over many designs. Kevin went over many designs. We went through many different iterations, and we really got to a really great conclusion. Really beautiful keyboard. And we're like, shit, like this is what we really wanted to release this year already, which was impossible. And so then we would have to push it to 2021. But now we're reaching this issue we have this issue where it's like, if we even want to do this keyboard, the development time is just so long, but the demand for it is like right now, right here. it's impossible to spend the money, time, and resources to have another long-term project like Lekker Edition for this keyboard, which really sucks. And so looking at 2021, we were kind of looking at, okay, what is like the most important part about this keyboard that we can't show now, even though it's not the one that's gonna come out or something. Right? I don't think it's a good idea to talk or show it at all.
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's
Only
too
consensus
early.
people.
Yeah. So we're really looking, and we don't do Kickstarter anymore. No, we started with Kickstarter for Wooting 1. We also did it for Wooting 2, and then starting Wooting 2 Lekker Edition, we don't do Kickstarters anymore. Like Wooting 2 Lekker Edition, we launched on our own website, and that was the time we decided we're not going to do Kickstarter anymore, because Kickstarter doesn't have the same sentiment anymore. It's heading to a different direction, and if you keep doing Kickstarter, you're gonna stay stuck with Kickstarter. Yeah, and you have to move away. Otherwise, you just you can't make a sustainable business at some point. You have to move away from Kickstarter. So when we were looking at 2021, we were like, okay, we need to look at the keyboard we've been developing, take the most essential part, like what is the thing that people really want from this keyboard, and then simplify it. Like simplify it and see how can we shorten the develop time, capitalize on our assets, meaning things we've already developed, and still deliver something unique that people would really want to have. And we did come to a conclusion, like what we thought was a good idea, but now with like the big Fortnite rush, it's like, okay, we've gained a lot more confidence in the project itself, like wanting to do this. Confidence in we are pretty damn sure that there's going to be demand for this, and we have this new load of cash coming in, which gives us more space to jump into this faster. And we can even push it so far that we don't need to do it the way we were originally planning to do it, but we can just make like a full product out of it at launch. And from that point, do like the additional thing we're planning to do, which I can't talk about it in detail. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet, but it really does. It did change and kind of speed up what we want to do for 2021. Yeah. Let's see the questions here. From Grumpy Kitten, will different spring weights be available in the future?
I have a feeling everybody's starting to zone out. At least I am.
I'm very tired.
Jeroen was pretty smart. At least he took a nap before the stream.
I took a long ass nap.
So, I think what I want to know from chat is, what are the new year's resolutions for 2021? Buy more Wooting products. Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
But yeah, I just want to here there's like Fortnite gamers want very low latency, minimal debounce delay, very fast activation, and finally the analog controller movement. Yeah, and the reality is, if you look at the Wooting 2 Lekker Edition or HE, it delivers on all of this and better. But it's just a full size, which is an issue for Fortnite. The thing with the Fortnite uptick is that it could be easily gone. Are you worried about developers removing simultaneous input for keyboards and controller? Yeah, so that's a kind of a scary question, because right now we get this uptick just because of the controller movement and not necessarily because of other aspects of the keyboard. But regardless of what happens next, we got the attention, and hopefully we can kind of like exploit the attention as long as we can. because
The Fortnite one's the one's interesting because it like the only reason that it actually works now is because they added the lock mouse input option for the Azeron devices, which is one that uses controller input as well as keyboard and mouse input. So that was so they specifically added for that. So at least for Fortnite, unless they want to also just like take out Azeron as well, which they just added support for, then it's kind of unlikely that at least soon anyway.
Yeah, it is pretty unlikely.
Besides the fact that for them to make that kind of change takes time, and it's not something they can suddenly do.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, these kind of hypes, they do come and go. But I think overall, it's just about retaining as much as possible, and basically use this to develop new products faster.
Yeah.
No matter what happens with Fortnite, like how interesting Fortnite people, let's say, continue to be in the keyboard, I think we will have like a very nice acceleration from, which I know a lot of like let's say more Wooting people are waiting for as well. So that's what I love. Well, because I think Callum asked maybe like during after the first video or something like, aren't you scared of becoming some sort of Fortnite company? and it is a good question, because I think you wouldn't be the first one that kind of just gets overwhelmed by a certain group, and then people that have been following you for a long time will kind of lose connection, right? But I think in this case, it will kind of like the direction for us was already kind of set. At least like what we're planning to do is already kind of set, but just allows us to heavily accelerate what we're planning to do. Because the smaller keyword was always going to be the follow-up, right?
I was already starting to work on my Fortnite dances.
What?
I was starting to work on my Fortnite dances already.
Getting prepared.
Getting prepared.
I'm making the website all like colorful and have a llama or something on it.
Only a
llama. I would rather think of it in this way, is where it's not about it. I don't think this Fortnite rush is going to change us into a Fortnite type of company. Rather that everybody that gets interested in Wooting because of this Fortnite advantage, they will become a Wooting person. That's the way I would rather see it. So
they just have a portion that remains, let's say.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then they're gonna get sucked in, especially with Lecker Switch.
I think if there's one thing that makes us unique, is that we are, I wouldn't say stubborn, but we do stuff in our own way, in the way we feel that this is the best we can do. And I think we always want to stay, open and transparent, community driven, and also, try to get as much involvement from our community as possible. And even though this Fortnite thing is like really nice, I don't think it will turn us into a Fortnite company, because that's just not how we work and want to work. I think we're sort of pre-boomers to most of us. And we always think like, okay, do we want to, if we make a decision, a big question is always like, okay, would we like it if we were our own customers? And it's not always the best business decision that comes out of it, but I think it's community-wise and for what we want to achieve, always the best outcome.
And also, even when they're kids, right? At one point they grow up. I mean, we're around now for like 4-5 years. If you really take the start, if you really take like the start we founded, like when we founded the company, it's like 4 years. If you look at when we kind of start experimenting on stuff, it's like 5 years.
I think it's 2016.
Yeah, 5 years for teenagers is like a lifetime, like from 13 years old to like 18 years old. It's like a really big gap. So this is for the next 5 years.
It looks like a dildo.
Talking about dildos, what was like the biggest surprise I learned on stream this year was about a dragon company I found out. That was so funny. So glad I didn't show it on the stream though.
Silicon inspiration.
Silicon inspiration. We still don't know how they do
Yeah.
it, but it's amazing. Amazing product.
Yeah. There's this question
Yes.
from High Peak Warrior. Would it be possible to ever have a mod switch that fits into a key switch slot that takes a thumbstick? So there is actually these like 3D print models of a thumbstick that you can stick onto keyboard keys, and you can
I sent those already.
Oh, okay.
It
Beat
looks
you to
almost
it.
like a dildo.
Here we go.
I think someone like on the Reddit like was 3D modeling something like that as well.
I remember
Yes,
so, yeah.
also. Yeah.
Because you can do it better with
A
this
while
sort of
ago.
like a double axis or something. I don't know.
Well,
Is
if
it
you
like a
if you
little,
make it that it kind of snaps onto the switch, just like it would be on, like a keycap does, like with the stem, I think you can make it very, very nice. But I would also argue that it's, you know, it's just for fun and gags. I wouldn't seriously use it because it's such a, it's so inconvenient to use it in that way. You might as well just use the WASD for controller movement. Talking about this actually, and this is the thing out, and it's not just because of it's because of Fortnite, but it's also the way we want to approach things. So we have there's this Fortnite interest, right? And we took a look in the game and what is the advantage, and there's still some things that we can do better for the game in the game. So we started taking our software development also into a direction of, okay, where can we make improvements to make it work better into the game? Because there's a very clear demand for this, and we should be able to jump on this pretty fast. And now, thanks to this, we actually have an alpha version out right now. It's not on Discord yet, right?
No.
But soon enough.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like we have a closed alpha Discord channels only for the pros that actually test stuff. Not
Only
The
for
real
pros.
pros in Wooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
People that actually actively test stuff and give feedback. Basically, they're exclusively alpha testers, but it will be on there for you guys. But we have an alpha version which basically changes how the joystick controller works on the Wooting keyboard. And I don't want to go into many details right now, but it basically comes down to, like, before we kind of did joystick movement based on like a rectangular vector or a square vector. And now we do the joystick movement based on the circle vector, which is much more natural to the joystick movements you'd want to have on WASD, which is something that's been open for over a year, but we never felt enough priority to go after it until this Fortnite stuff.
Yeah.
And then because we did this, it also kind of brought a lot of inspiration about how we can actually improve the analog bindings and settings for the controller stuff, which will be really great for Wooting 2 Lekker Edition HE with the Lekker switch, because that's when you can really, really get the most out of it. But even on the FlareTech keyboards, you will notice that you can get a lot more movement control thanks to this update. And it essentially does two things. One is with the press depth on your WASD, you can better control the angle you're walking in without needing to control the speed you're walking at. And the second thing is that the second way of using it is, and the improvement is that while you're walking in a diagonal direction, it used to be where your movement speed kind of is an accumulation of how far down you press W and D, for example, causing you to run very soon, versus the same press depth on only W, making you just walk, for example. And now it's like the accumulation of W and D will be averaged, let's say. And then if you have W and D still pressed halfway, let's say, you'll still be in a walking speed and not in a running speed. I mean, it's pretty complicated, but it's this huge improvement. And it's thanks to this Fortnite stuff that it would, like, what, a week? You guys did it in a week, right?
Yeah.
With a big thanks to
our main man, Darren. And
yeah. That's cross PS and Twitch chat. Yeah. And then his bud, Erstedan, which who helped with a lot of the calculations. So that's some cool stuff.
That's some pretty wild, pretty wild mathematics.
So,
Super wild, man.
It is.
Desk pads, when color? When can we have desk pads? And mouse pads.
And see everybody kind of still stuck on this like joystick on the key thing. Well, in the end, the point I want to make is that, you know, we see there's like this clear thing how we can use our keyboard in a game, so we can really put our attention on it and make some real improvements that everybody can enjoy. That's like the main thing.
Yeah.
Won't be too long till it's in beta, hopefully, Simon. Right? Is it?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, so the main advantage of having a thumbstick is that it only uses one finger. You could have all your fingers on your binds all the time. It's really interesting, but you would have to unlearn all your key binds. It's just a thumbstick position. You need to have a separate thumbstick if you really want that to work.
Yeah.
And jumping is going to be less convenient. You need to do scroll jumping or something, a different way of jumping, at least.
Get the pro B-hops with the scroll jumping.
Yeah.
You have like this MX mouse, right?
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Scroll wheel that you can sort of charge and it keeps on scrolling.
Oh, unleash the scroll.
Unleash the scroll. I think we should end it here before I fall asleep.
It's called a day. Yeah.
It's already like 5 here in Central European. It's time for bed.
But,
it's like midnight.
It's like midnight here.
Oh my god.
You have like Jeroen is almost sleeping. Erik is like,
look, it's dark outside. It's time for bed. Dark outside.
Simon has his bed ready behind him.
No, I don't make up my bed. Who do you think I am?
Me and Kevin are still like super actively participating here.
Duracell Bunny Calder. Never sleep.
Let me change my battery. Wait 1 sec.
Recharge.
I think it was a pretty fun live stream. I always like these to also look back on the year, what happened, and it isn't like only during the stream, but before the stream we already think about it. You know, what are the points we're gonna talk about? And it's really nice to sort of focus back and look like, oh, what happened actually last year, and think about all the little details and the bigger ones. And yeah, it's interesting how everything that can happen in a year.
Yeah.
And we finally have seen Simon in real life. Took us like 3 years to code him. To be like a super realistic AI.
This is just a deep fake.
Well, Simon is an advanced AI. That's doing all the programming.
Yeah, the real Simon is programming me.
Yeah. Yeah, and 2021 is going to be an interesting year. I'm really looking forward to Lekker Edition deliveries. That's the first thing.
oh my God.
And I really like, other than having this feel this achievement of delivering this Lekker Edition keyboard finally. I also really hope that people that receive the Lekker Edition will, you know, also share about the keyboard. Because damn it, dude, you have like a Lekker Edition keyboard like way in advance of anybody else, and you're the only ones that can really, you know, share the true power of Lekker switches, and it's going to be, it's so freaking bananas, you know.
Hey, no pressure, but
no pressure.
Simon. Hey, you guys told me you finished basically everything, so what are you telling me here?
but I mean, pretty confident about the Lekker Edition. The whole typing experience is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You don't know.
The second I
God.
assembled my Frankenlecker, it was just like, oh my god, this feels amazing.
Frankenlecker.
Oh, it's true, because I mean I've been crying for the last month for them to finally bring out this new update. Like they Simon and Jeroen brought out like a firmware update on the keyboard, which basically made it impossible to type on it. And I've been crying for like weeks to
Lots of tears on the floor. It's actually quite sad.
because I couldn't use my Lego Edition keyboard anymore for weeks.
It's developer things.
And
Just
really
developer
wanted
things.
to type on it again.
Just push the cat. Hey, don't
So
doubt.
yeah,
Just push.
yesterday I think I updated it and I was finally able to use it
that'd
again.
be good.
So I have it here also now, using it here.
Oh,
Yeah,
so the
that's-
RGB lights is pretty nice though. It's pretty nice if you the angle you just had it.
Yeah. It's super satisfying to type on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like the RGB bleed. Very nice.
It's actually the bottom case is purely black, fully black. I have
Full
like
black.
an HELE mixture.
Talking about
I
Frankenstein.
think I have one of the legit ones.
One of the legit ones.
Oh, you got a legit one? You
Yeah.
got a legit
Yeah, not like
Isoplate?
my illegitimate Frankenlecker.
Simon went really through hell with the
Yeah.
different parts before he could finally use it.
Yeah, I don't even have like feet on it at the moment. Because I don't have them.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Jeroen sent me some, but it's stuck in the post-NL hell.
Boston.
no.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah.
We also
but
sent
you-
something to the Netherlands for Christmas, and it's been like in a distribution center of Boston now for ages. Never moves.
Sucks.
Boston is like, oh no,
Everyone loves
packages, we're
Boston.
scared, too much packages, no, we're not gonna deliver. We're gonna wait until we have too much and get it happen. Well,
Alright.
well, it was a fun live stream. Everybody, a happy new year. Best wishes. Gute Rutsch. I'm gonna do this in every language. Parlez-vous italien? Feliz Navidad.
Is that one also? Is that one also on the, you know?
No, Happy New Year doesn't have to do anything. No. Okay,
Oh yeah, right. It would be different. Yeah.
it's different.
yeah. 好吃.
Hachi. Well,
Hachi.
everybody, see you guys next year for the next live stream. I think it's the 8th. I'm gonna do the 8th or the 15th. I don't know. It's probably in the Twitch description. Well,
We should be doing like 14th or something, right? But then
Yeah, I guess 2 weeks. 8th. No, the 8th will be good because we might have some stuff to share.
might have some stuff to share. Ooh,
Ah.
you hear that?
yeah, true. But DVD stuff and other stuff.
Okay.
Other stuff. Make sure you savor this face. You're never seeing it again.
Oh yeah, holy crap. Wait,
Sure, it'll be
before we
your
close
face.
down. Who votes that Simon has to be on the live stream more often? Like, at all?
I don't know.
Yeah, as long as he cleans up his bad, he can be on the live stream.
Oh, I gotta make sure to make my bed first. The only requirement.
Every live stream. Every 2 weeks, Simon picks up his bed.
Well, I won't be here for much longer.
Oh, okay, that's
This
true.
is a temporary stay, hopefully, unless COVID pranks me.
Then you go to a different bed in the background.
Pranks me.
You still need to clean it.
Yeah.
No, I don't sleep.
That's right. You're AI,
Because you are the
so-
deepfake
Yeah.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn off the fake background, dude. Turn off the fake yourself.
Oh well. It was a fun
Tricky
one.
people into it, yeah.
Bye everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Here, bye.